The brutal honesty. This house makes no fucking sense. Before you do anything, do me a favor. My bad, let me tone it down a little bit, but I really do need you to do me a favor. If you like the video, at any point, please consider hitting the like button, okay? Consider hitting the like button and consider coming back, okay? I did just drink a whole lot of coffee, so I'm a little wired right now. I apologize. But yes, consider coming back and let me impress you, and then you can hit the subscribe button. But if you don't like the video and you want to tell me how I can make a better video that you actually might like, please leave that information in the comments. Thank you. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I finally got my timestamps back. Hopefully they stay. But as of now, I have the timestamps back. But as a safety measure, I'm still putting the timestamp screen at the beginning of the video. I hope everyone has had an amazing week. It is Friday. It's time to chill. It's time to relax. It's time to parlay all that hard work and energy and rejuvenate, baby. We all about that success life. So, you know, you got to treat yourself. You can't cheat yourself, you heard? So yeah, we got an interesting video today. We happened to catch in our recommendations a video by Jonathan. I'm not gonna call him John because I don't know him, so I can't call him John. You can't call him what you don't know. But Jonathan Vega came across his channel. It is a channel in terms of the space of what we're usually used to looking at with the Enos or Eric, and before I just start naming guys because I'm gonna forget Darren, where they have hundreds of thousands, millions of subscribers, like a much larger channel. This guy is on the come up, and actually the video was not bad in terms of quality. It's actually pretty good. I feel like I could produce the same quality of this video, so I'm actually inspired by what I saw. Back to talking about the video. So he showed us a 20-acre compound with not one, but 2 mansions. And he has a weird obsession with sinks. I mean, because, spoiler, the primary mansion had 3 sinks in the kitchen, which is not necessarily excessive, but you know what? Without going into too much detail, there's a lot that is left to be desired that could be vastly improved with this compound. And I'm kind of really got a little too honest towards the end. So if you want to skip to that, obviously we got timestamps. We got timestamps back. We got the chapters back. So you can just skip to that, my brutal honesty. So yeah, now that we got the channel back, with the timestamps, and I feel rejuvenated, I'm gonna start trying things again. So look forward to me uploading a little more, trying a few different things, and see what works, see what people like, and see what you don't like. So this is why I'm saying this specifically. Please tell me what you like or didn't like in the comments. I really, really would appreciate it. Just tell me what you like or don't like in the comments. Going forward, not just with this video, but the next video, the video after that, because I want to get myself down to something that I can deliver consistently that could help me grow, not just the channel, but help me grow, and in turn, you can become more entertained. Not grow. I was going to say grow at first, but no, to help, you become more entertained, because at the end of the day, if nobody watches, then why am I doing this? Right? It's not about the views. I've said it before. I can do this for 1 to 2 people and I'm happy. And for like the past 2 to 3, 4 weeks, I have been doing these videos for 1 to 2 people, and I haven't been mad at it because guess what? There's no one disliking my videos. Like, I like doing it for 1 to 2 people, but understanding that whatever was going on with my channel, it's probably gone, and now I'm gonna get a little, back to getting more exposure. I want to ensure that I'm giving the best type of content that I can. Anyway, enough of me talking. Let's watch the video. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I like this symmetry so much because, like, even though the houses themselves are not the same size, look how aesthetically they're designed, almost identical, right? Almost identical from the driveway to the house and entry itself. So I am curious to see what the differences are. Oh, wow. Look at this. Like, look at this house that has all this like land. Cause yeah, this is only one driveway. Holy hell. This is like, somebody got some secrets right there, man. That's some secret society type stuff right there. Oh man. So this is supposed to be a farm. That is really nice.
Welcome everybody to the ultimate 20-acre family compound in Miami.
Calm down,
Two
bro.
mansions on the property with a guest house. 22,000 total square feet.
You don't gotta yell at me.
16,000 living square feet.
Bro,
14 bedrooms, 10
stop yelling at me.
bathrooms, 3 offices, 9-car garage, party room, and the list goes on, and some ATVs with 15 acres of
11.5
lychees.
mil.
Let's go!
For 2 large ass houses. Cause that house is still big. It's like 5,000-6,000 square feet. And the main one's what he said, like 15,
So first
16,000.
things first, we're gonna check out the secondary home on this 20-acre Miami compound, all right? And we're gonna show you the guest house here, and then we'll take you to, you see that house right over there? That's the main house, the 10,000 square foot house. So first things first, let's check this one out.
The exterior looks
You have
okay.
Gated
I hope
entry over
the
here,
interior blows me
fences
away.
all around. You do even have separation between you and the main house, right? But really nice circular driveway here, right? With a beautiful porte cochere, and so you can park a car there, or you can go around over here to the 3-car garage, or if you're going to the guest house, that's your driveway up to the guest house, and there is a carport on the guest house, which you'll see afterwards. All right, so we lead
secondary
up here.
house
You have a
and a
really
guest
nice
house.
entrance, nicely manicured, beautiful trees all around, right?
Ugh.
And then you have your entrance here. Beautiful Mediterranean design. I love this design. It was built in the early 2000s. So we walk in here, front door, you walk in and you notice you have the high ceilings throughout, and you have your little foyer over here, your foyer entry. Put your keys down when you get home, and then you look straight out to that endless, what seems like an endless backyard, right? So you get a lot of light and a lot of space when you walk in. You feel the volume, right? You have your family room over here, right? Right off of your kitchen, right? It's one
Kitchen
big
needs to be
open
updated.
space, all overlooking that backyard, all right? So here you can watch TV, hang out, right? And then over here is the kitchen. You have a nice big island over here, stainless steel appliances. You have the sink with a view of that backyard, and then you have your breakfast.
Yeah, I don't like the kitchen.
Over here with a little, prep area so you can prep the food.
It's a little too dark
Over on
for
this
me.
side, we have
Could just be camera lighting,
cabana
too.
bath over here, which also services
Oh,
this large
bathroom needs to be
bedroom,
updated,
which is
too.
a corner room that overlooks the backyard too. And then over here we have a second bedroom, which also uses that bathroom that we just saw.
So
And
they
then you
haven't
come
done
down
any work to this
hallway,
place since the early
and you have
2000s.
Your laundry room over here, really big laundry room, and then this accesses the 3-car garage.
It's like they just
right?
built it, and then
down this
the
way,
materials
you
they
have
use, that's what's
your
still here.
Office room over there. It's a nice big office overlooking the front yard, which is nice. And now we're
like
back
the
to
columns.
the entryway, right? So I mentioned you have this family room here where you could watch TV, but you also have this really cool hangout room here too. So I would call this like the club room, the hangout room, the kids.
Just a
maybe.
bar,
You could even make this
bar
the kids
area.
room too, a little kids playroom if you wanted
Lounge
to.
area.
They have a bar over here, which is nice. It's a wet bar, has its own sink, view of the backyard. You have a dolphin decoration over here, right? With a helmet and all that, really cool. Let's go Dolphins. If we could just win one Super Bowl, that would be great. My dad would be really happy about that. But this is a really cool hangout room here, which is really nice. And it's
We
off
love
of
you,
that main
Tyreek. You know
space
that.
we saw.
I know you're gonna see
now,
this.
I'm gonna take you down over here. We have one bedroom right over here that goes and uses this bathroom. And then you have another bedroom, which is used as a gym right now and has a sauna, and it uses this bathroom as well. So we've seen a total of 4 bedrooms so far, okay? And then over here we have your primary suite. Double door entry here, big primary suite. You have a seating area over here overlooking your front yard, which is nice. And you have tons of space
nice.
here. These rooms are huge.
It's a nice
All the
house.
houses and the other houses especially, huge rooms, right? You come down over
like
here, we have 2
any
walk-in
really nice
closets,
house, to be honest
big
with you.
closets, and then your
Nothing
massive
mind-blowing yet.
bathroom here.
I like that
Double
bathtub.
vanity, your private water closet, and a shower.
I
that
love
you could
large-
have a
large
party
tubs
in, literally,
where you can be
right?
intimate with your
All
paramour.
The rooms in this house are spacious. Everything about it, right? You get a lot of space, a lot of privacy, no neighbors around. Come over here. Right?
I like
Now
the
we
second
walk
house a
back.
lot,
We're gonna walk
to be
back
honest
the
with you.
living spaces.
Other
Not
than the
only
fact
there,
it's
you have
outdated.
your formal dining right over here, which is really, really nice. And it's
really simple house,
front yard as
you
well,
know.
right? And then you have the arches here, which give a nice, some character as well. So you have your dining, your family. the
Again, not
hangout room,
mind-blowing, not
and
a
the
huge
kitchen,
fan of that
all
kitchen.
kind of in one big space. Great for entertaining, but you can also entertain back here.
Yeah, show me the outside, brother.
So we come down over here and you have a large covered terrace over here overlooking this backyard. Look at the yard space. Like it's just
Sweet.
such clean cut grass.
Yeah, it seemed like
And
a
then
normal pool.
Behind that
It's like a really
is
nice
that lychee farm basically,
house.
which is also part of this property. 15
Like
acres of
any
lychees
nice house. That's
all
what I
around
mean.
us.
I'm not
That's
downplaying. I'm
part
just
of this
saying
property.
it's a
And it
nice house.
continues
Like all
the way
nice
over
houses
there,
that
too.
are like,
That's what
you
makes
know,
it 20 acres. Come down over here. I want to show you something, right? So
They
we have
got the
access
dolphin
to the
in
cabana
the
bath
pool.
over there. You have such a huge
you know,
yard space
the pool
over
is
here.
is,
You
is
can connect to
okay.
the main house that we're talking about through a fence over there or through the front. And then over here is the guest house. The guest house
like
is a 2-bedroom,
entry-level
1
type
bath
nice.
guest house.
This
that
looks
has its
better.
own
The
kitchen,
interior of
its own
this looks
washer and
slightly
dryer,
better than
and it has
the-
its
the
own
secondary house.
carport as well.
That's the guest
so that's
house.
Nice. So basically,
So it looks like that was
homes
built after
on
the
this
fact.
property. We've seen 2 of them. Now it's
Let's
time
look at the big
to
house.
go and show you that main house that's just under 10,000 square feet. It's unbelievable. Let's go.
That's under 10,000. Then where the hell did he get the 20,000 number that he put on the screen?
So now we are
I
at
don't know.
the main house, the largest house on this 20-acre compound.
20 acres
right
is
behind
insane.
us is the home. It has a very grand entrance. Obviously you have a gate in the front and you pull in here and you have a really big circular driveway here that leads up to the porte cochere, right? Or you go to the right, you go to the 3-car garage. Or you go to the left and you go to the other 3-car garage. 6-car garage in total, right? Now this house, grand entrance like you're seeing, right? You don't see any of the neighbors around you, only your house next door, which is obviously gonna be your family member's house because they're living right next door, right? And then you have a little gate right here
Fair.
that connects to that property too, right? So
I'll
it
build
is
a
separate.
bigger
You
gate,
have
though.
some
I'm keeping
privacy,
my
but, you know, if you want the
additional
to come in
family
and
out.
you can do that. Now here we have this large porte cochere here, right? You have the view of the yard, of the lychees over there, and then this is leading up to the front door. So the house has just under 10,000 square feet of living space and over 13,000 total square feet. All right, let's go in. Now we walk in here and this is where all the parties are gonna happen. This is where the family is reuniting. Reunited and it feels so good. In this house, it feels so good, right? So like we mentioned, 10,000 square feet, just under that. You have about 20-foot ceilings here. It's so grand when you walk in. You feel the volume when the height of the ceilings, and you're looking back to that endless backyard.
These floors in this house are better.
Because even those lychees,
As
trees you
expected.
see, that's your property too. It keeps going on and on and on for like 10 acres.
It might be like
It's crazy,
travertine or
right?
something.
So this is the main space here, right? You have your family
Kitchen
room
even
over
looks
here,
slightly better
watch
and everything.
TV, high ceilings here, massive
Kitchen still needs to be
space,
updated.
right? And then your kitchen's over here. It's a huge kitchen. 2 big islands over here, right? This is the pastelito island,
But yeah,
right?
that
This
kitchen
is where the
looks really
pastelitos were
nice.
set up on Christmas almost every year.
Only thing that
So
really
whole
changes
family
the
came over
counters.
here and would get the pastelitos right from this counter. I mean,
That
it's a
stove
huge
is
kitchen.
amazing.
So much space to entertain. You have 2 refrigerators over
Yeah.
here. You have your
That
wine
refrigerator
fridge, of
setup
course,
is
which really
insane.
important. And then you have a huge Viking range over here with 6 burners, and my goodness, this is a beautiful hood as well. I love the color as well. This is like
Not really
super
big on the
nice.
color. Could have
And then
kept
you
it
have your
stainless.
dishwasher over here. You have the sink over here. Another
Doesn't match
sink over
anything.
there, and another sink over here.
It doesn't match anything.
Not 1. It's
kinda
not
ugly.
2. Not 3. I sound like LeBron James, but I'm actually being honest because there's actually 3 sinks, and I'm not lying about the amount of sinks I'm gonna get. Anyways, cabinetry over here for storage. George
guess
didn't
this guy
understand the
really
joke
likes
because he's
sinks.
not.
Sinks do it for
If
him.
you don't know basketball, you don't know the joke. So I'm sorry, huh? I was talking about rings, exactly. So it was a reference, sinks to rings. Okay. Anyways, all
LeBron has 4
this is the
rings, so
kitchen
that's not a
and
really good
living
joke.
space here, and then obviously you have your formal dining over here. Now, you think this is the only space you're going to be when you're partying or hosting people over? You're wrong. There's a party room in the back, but hold your horses. First things first, we got to show you the bedrooms. All right. So I'm going to take you on this side first. We'll show you this side, and then we'll show you the main primary suite. I'm bringing you guys in circles just because I want to drive Jorge crazy. All right. So this is the entrance over here. You have an office over here. There's 3 offices that we're going to be seeing. We're going to take you on that side towards the
That
end.
office is
So let's
clean.
walk this way. That office
I wouldn't work in that
also
office.
connects to the second primary suite. All right. What's
So
nice
there's 2
is that
primary
you have
suites?
the bedroom separate from the living spaces,
Cool.
which you'll notice. So this is the second primary suite. So this is one of 2. The bedroom is a good sized bedroom. It's really nice size.
That is good
All right,
size.
you overlook the front of the home, but come check out this bathroom. This bathroom is literally massive. Look at this. This is huge. 2
Yeah,
walk-in closets
that's a
over
true
there,
second
and then
primary.
all this space. I mean, this is like probably one of
That
the
shower,
bigger
I love that
bathrooms I've
shower.
seen. You have the tub over there, the shower over here. So the party's outside
definitely
over
a-
there, and the party's
a shower
in the
you can relax
What?
in.
Double
Or
vanity
party.
over here, makeup station over here, and then you have your private water closet over here, right? And if you notice, they have the tile all along the walls as well. This is a walk-in closet over here. And oh, wow, we found him. You're in the closet. All right, come over here. We come over down this way, and we're gonna show you, there's 2 more bedrooms on this side, all right? This is the 1 bedroom that we're gonna see over here. It actually connects to the other bedroom via a Jack and Jill bathroom. So there's a bathroom that's shared by these 2 bedrooms, right? So this is where, like, you know, your kids would be using those rooms, right? So we've already seen 3 bedrooms on this side. And then over here, we have a bedroom down the hall, okay? And that also connects to the 3-car garage. All right, and then over here you have your laundry room. It's a spacious laundry room.
So they're
And
using
then
that
over
room like
here
as
we
a
have
rec room.
Another bedroom
That's why the refrigerator's
facing
there.
the pool and a
Wait, why
full
do you have so many
bathroom,
refrigerators?
which
How many
services
rec
the
rooms you
2
got?
And it's the cabana bath as well. All right, there's a lot of space here. So in total, on this side, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bedrooms. That's a lot of bedrooms, but we're not done. You know, like in the
Those are
commercial
refrigerator
room.
rooms,
And wait,
not
there's
bedrooms.
more. Come this
Ain't no bed in there. There's only refrigerators.
So we're back to the entrance. Starting point here. This is office number 2. Like we mentioned, there's 3 offices, right? So that's a really nice
Right.
office.
Where's
And
the
then over
third
here
office?
Is office number 3 with Christina working from the office.
This is where I
over
will
here,
work
high
from.
ceilings and looking out to the front yard as well. Really nice offices to get your work done.
This is a pro tip for anybody looking to sell a house. If you're in like that upper tier of value, putting stuff or having it staged really goes a long way. That office, the reason I said that I would work in that office is because it showed with the furniture that was in there between that desk and all of the rest of the office furniture. I can conceive how much stuff I can put in there, even if they take that furniture out. I know how much furniture I can get in there, so I can envision it. I don't have to imagine. And, you know, most people don't have an imagination, so they just see a blank space and it's just like, no. I instantly gravitated to that because there was furniture in there already that related to an office, a workspace. So it's just a pro tip. Having stuff staged, even if it's your own furniture, it goes a long way.
And then over here, we have the main primary suite, double door entry. Look how big this is. The bed is huge.
Yeah.
The nightstands are huge. Everything is big in here. But the room
like
is
the
just
molding.
so big, it makes it feel a little smaller. But it's a huge room, all right, overlooking the front of the home, which is nice.
This looks smaller. This looks like a nice bed.
You have 2 walk-in closets. You may confuse it as a bedroom, but it's a closet. Look how big this is. This is huge.
You're gonna need,
And they leave it empty.
you're gonna need
so
some
you can
closet people
customize it
to customize
the way
it.
that you would like. And
Yeah.
then over here, this is closet number 2. It's a smaller closet. They just have a lot of things in there. So maybe not. We'll leave it to show in that one, but it is a big closet too. And this is the bathroom. Although not as big as the other bathroom, it
That's
is
confusing.
still a big bathroom, right? So that
That
one's
is
just
confusing.
bigger and this one's big. It wasn't even funny. I don't even know I did that. Shower over here.
Yeah, I like
still a big shower.
the shower to that
You could have
second
a party in there,
primary.
technically.
Like the
And
second
that's
primary
always really
bathroom
nice, too.
was
And then over here, this
be-
is looking
much-
over the
much larger.
lychee and
Felt
your side
better.
yard, which is nice. So a lot of privacy.
Obviously,
All right,
this
now,
room is slightly
we continue
bigger.
down this path on this side of the home.
I would take the second
All right, this
primary
wing,
over-
you
over
have
that.
Over here, a guest bathroom. So this is a full bath, right? Which is perfect for guests. And then we come down over here. There is a laundry, actually washer dryer. I believe it's right here. Washer and dryer on this side too. So both sides. So if there's 2 families living in this house, it's completely possible. Over here is another bedroom. This would be a guest bedroom, right? They have 2 twin beds, very spacious, walk-in closet, and its own bathroom. A flower bathroom with a little flower detail. And then we come down over here. This is back to that main living space that we started in and we saw. And then over here is one of my favorite rooms. Actually, back it up. Sorry, we got ahead of ourselves. Over here, half bath. We have the guest bath over here, half bath powder room. And then you have the 3-car garage over here. And then you have access from the side of the home as well. And now we start again. Double door entry into the party room, right? So you can have parties and hosts and people are gonna be in that main living space that we saw and they're gonna be
Hell, a lot
here.
of this furniture
This is where
is
you're playing
ugly as hell.
dominoes. This is where you're playing cards. This is where you're having drinks. This is where you're singing. And
I know he did not just say playing cards. There's no poker table. Like, I know exactly what I would do with this space. And, you know, we're talking pool table, poker table, or you can close everything off, turn this into a theater room, a screening room, because we haven't seen one of those yet. But there's enough space for this. But yeah, you definitely have to fix it to where everything's blacked out, which is possible even still with the windows. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this. Like, this furniture just like it doesn't work. This is like what you put in an office. Like, this is like something you put at a workspace, right? Where people sit down for lunch or something. And then like this bar over here. Yeah, that shit's ugly, bro. I'm sorry. No disrespect to the people who own this stuff. I'm sure this is more than likely why this stuff is left behind. I imagine that the people that lived here are already gone and they left this stuff behind there because it's just not that great. I mean, look at this. This just feels like an office. like an office, like where people actually work, not like a home office.
in the microphone karaoke night. This is where we make music.
Yeah, they got
Because we have to
closer and
make
the
a
shit is
song
uglier.
About West Kendall, right? Actually, why don't we just do that right now?
How long you gonna do this, bro?
Or you play guitar, right? This was actually made because they would have parties here and people would start playing and having fun and making memories. Because that's what honestly this house is all about. This compound is all about, is creating those memories. And this is a perfect space to do that. It goes straight out to the pool. You do have a little room over there, which is used as storage, or it could also be like another
And then
office
there's
if
the
you want.
actual
But
bar.
this room is super special. Bar area, entertaining area, and that could also be like another bar, all going out to the pool. So people are having fun, you're hosting here, see if I can open this door. You're hosting here and then you come outside. But when you're having family over, everybody, all these doors are unlocked. Everybody's going in here to either listen to the live band or they're going in there to get the pastelitos on the counter. It's all happening out here, and this is the house where it's happening, right? The other house is lovely, it's a beautiful home, but this is where probably most of the entertainment
the pool is better too.
gonna happen.
Because remember that pool
Look at this
from
It's a
the first
huge
house was
pool
like
deck,
basic as hell.
Covered terrace over here, super nice, right off of the main living space.
This is
Covered
much,
terrace
it's
off
much
of
better.
The party room, your pool deck.
And it's still not an over the
big
top
jacuzzi
pool.
over here, splash area, and go swimming, going for a dive, a bench at the end. So much space, and then there's no neighbors around.
There's a cabana right there.
Like, I don't want to say this, but you could even go skinny dipping, and you don't even have a problem. Nobody's looking. I hear the gallos. Do you hear them? I don't know if you can hear it in the actual audio, but you're like in the middle of serenity, peace, no neighbors around you. You have 15 acres of lychees all surrounding this property. So no neighbors in sight. So we come over here, I wanna come.
So what's the purpose of this farm?
We got ahead of ourselves. We have this gazebo
Or maybe they took the
over
animals
here,
that they had
which
there,
is
or
really,
whatever
really
it is
nice,
that
right?
grows.
The
They're
pergola
growing.
is built in. You have your own bathroom over here and an area to prep food. You could probably do a little barbecue here. It's a nice covered area. And then over here, they actually had this before as like a basketball hoop was over here. They had a batting cage when the kids were young and they were playing baseball, right? And then this is like a little walking path around this entire perimeter, all right? And it was like inspired by like a park, right? They wanted a little park in their backyard. So they have a little walking path all around. And if you walk around this path 9 times, that's 1 mile. So you don't have to go walking out in the streets or anything like that. You don't have to go find a park. You just go over here in your own backyard, do laps, and you can do a mile. Like, just like we do on the balconies of some of these penthouses, you can do that here right in your backyard. And then speaking of the lychees, right? Like we mentioned, 15 acres surrounding you, right? Right, because there's 20 acres in total. There's actually 4 different parcels, right? So the one that we're on now is 5 acres. The one of the other house is 5 acres. And then the one next to us over there is 5 acres. And then there's one behind us of 5 acres, right? All equaling 20 acres of this compound of land that we're seeing. Now, behind us, you have those lychees, you could sell them, you could eat them, that's probably what you do. Or you can get your ATV and go ATVing in between the lychee trees. Ain't that a thing? Ain't that a thing? So much to do on this property. You can get so creative. You could even make this a helicopter landing pad if you wanted. I mean, endless possibilities. Tennis courts, basketball courts. You can get creative or you can leave it the way they have it. Very nicely done. Generators on each property. So much space. The perfect family getaway. And you're about 35 minutes from the Gables. You can probably get to downtown Miami in 45 minutes. So you're reasonable time frame from everything, but yet in your own world over here. 20-acre compound, over 22,000 square feet of home, pools, space, lychees, ATVs. We got it all right here. Thank you so much to Cristina Soler, the listing agent of this property, for letting us tour this one-of-a-kind family compound. This is honestly one of my dreams. I'm a big family guy, and for me, this would be something awesome. If you have any interest in this property or any in South Florida, you know who to reach out to. We'll see you in the next tour, and I'll see you on the ATV. Vroom, vroom. I'm in my mom's car.
Good stuff, John.
I got the lychees in the bag.
Before we talk about the houses, I just want to say thank you, John. It's pretty good video, even though you had some very cringy worthy moments. I will say this, I appreciate you showing me that you don't have to have Enos's level of production and editing to have a pretty good video. So, you know, and I'm not saying that like as a knock or anything, because I understand that Enos, you know, what he's paying or, you know, what he's splitting with his cameraman is like greater than anything I could possibly afford. So, you know, seeing your video is just like, okay, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be 4K or have like the best lighting, you know, extra lighting equipment or whatever. And I'm sure for you, you probably started off, you know, with worse, and it's gotten better over time. So all I'm saying is this: it's nice to see someone like you who clearly has knowledge, skill, right, in building a channel and building it with what you have versus going, you know, crazy balls to the wall. So I appreciate that. I see a lot of my personality within you, and you're very relatable. So that's it. That's it for John. Now let's talk about these houses, okay? I'm not a huge fan that aesthetically the interior design of these are not similar enough. Not a fan of the kitchen in the secondary house. The kitchen in the main house was not bad. Granted, I would change the counters. I would change that ugly ass Viking stove and oven. That range in the oven. It didn't match anything. It didn't match anything at all. It was just out of place. Not really a huge fan of anything, you know, especially white or off-white in terms of appliances. It's ugly. So it's a very easy fix, just getting stainless steel. You don't necessarily have to change the oven itself or the range, because all that is exterior. Like, that can be changed out, no problem. And it still be Viking, all the good stuff. You don't have to get a new range to make it stainless steel. So yeah, not a fan of that kitchen. But yeah, let's just talk about the secondary house first, and then we'll talk about the main house. You know, the secondary house was the guest house. I felt like the guest house, while the interior of the guest house did look a little better to me, you can tell that the materials in there, they're really, really basic. Nothing crazy. But it was still, you know, pretty decent for what it was. So I have nothing negative to really say about the guest house. I think the guest house was perfect for what it was. Definitely, if you have like a super large family and you want to keep them close, right? Then yeah, I would say it's pretty cool to have that guest house right next door to the secondary house. But going back to the secondary house, so the pool was okay. It's a pool. Like, who's gonna complain about a pool and a hot tub, right? No real complaints there, right? No complaints at all. The interior of the second house, it needs work. It needs work. The bathrooms, like, come on, man. You could tell they built it, or whoever they bought it from. If they didn't build it, I believe it is more likely that these people built it. The people that are selling it, they built it and did nothing else to it. They did nothing else to it. For basically the design of the homes to be somewhat the same, the interior's vastly different, which I don't think made a whole lot of sense to me. But I guess. Okay, I guess. But yeah, secondary house, you know, there's not really a whole lot you can say other than the whole thing needs to be updated. Like, it needs to be updated. That kitchen was hideous. But yeah, needs work. Needs work. The main house. Now let's talk about the main house. Let's talk about the what is it, 14,000 13,000 square feet, 14 bedrooms, 10 bath. I will tell you something, that is a lot different than what I'm used to seeing, which has always been more bathrooms than bedrooms. So what they did was very intentional, and we'll talk about that, you know, after I go into this pure honesty. The kitchen doesn't need a lot of work. I actually am a fan of the dark wood for the cabinets, right? I like that dark wood, but you need a different counter. Like that counter, it's I don't know. It's just outdated. It doesn't look really aesthetically pleasing. It's not like, it just doesn't match the idea of $10 million, $11 million. It doesn't do that, right? But it's good. I mean, I like the stainless steel double refrigerator. I like that a lot, right? I'm a huge fan of that, which is why I was really thrown off that they wouldn't just do stainless steel Viking appliances. Like, that just made no sense to me, because that Off-White or whatever that is, it's ugly. Viking is a very good brand. So it's very good quality oven in range. Very good quality. I like the floors. I like those floors. Those floors were expensive. So I'm not sure exactly what it is. It looked like it could have been travertine. Could have been Corian. I don't know. But it looked expensive. So yeah. Now, as far as the way that the house is designed, how they have like these separate wings, and then there's like 3-4 bedrooms here, and then another, 6-7 bedrooms on the bigger wing. I would say for me, I don't like the fact that the second primary to me is really the better of the two, because there's less rooms on the other side. There's less rooms on the other side, which means that there's going to be less commotion, less occupants, right, on that wing. That shower in the second one, that's my kind of shower. Nice sized tub, right? Not like too many windows, so super duper private. It felt good. It felt right. Sure, it didn't have 2 closets, but I can imagine, with all those extra rooms on that wing, I mean, you're gonna have like a fashion room, like I could design something and call it a fashion room, right? Where you just have all your clothes, like your wife, you give your wife that and make it a vanity. Make it a vanity. You could even knock a hole and knock down one of the walls and expand through one of those rooms and make that her closet or his closet or they closet, right? So to me, that's good. I mean, the rooms they're just rooms. It's really nothing to scoff at. And then you go to the other wing with the main primary, and you look at that, and it's just like the bathroom was not as grandiose. And obviously we didn't see the second closet. We seen the first one that didn't have any like racks or anything like that. And to be honest with you, for that large of a house, that closet was on the small side. Like, we've seen some massive closets. That was not one. That one was small. It's small. Considering, and again, we talk about imagination, how we talked about the office. Because there is nothing there, it just doesn't, it feels small. It feels even smaller. Right? Then if you put like a small island in the middle and just put something on the walls, or just, like, it feels small. And there's a lot of stuff you could do with that space. You could do double racks on each side. Like there is a lot of stuff you could do to make that closet feel good. But that closet is like a closet that you will find in like a $2 million home. It's probably smaller than what you would find in a $2 million home, to be honest with you, in a lot of places. I'm not talking about LA, I'm not talking about here. Because here, a $2 million house, it depends. It depends. You could get a nice closet for $2 million that was bigger than the closet in that primary. But yeah, there's a lot to be desired, right? The offices, you don't really need that many offices. You only need one. It's just that they're using it in that way, which means they were conducting a lot of business out there and they were making things happen, which is probably why they left, and they probably went to something that was a little more conventional, which brings me to the brutal honesty. This house makes no fucking sense. This compound makes no fucking sense. Like, I would tear everything down. The only thing that has value to me in that compound is the fucking dirt. That's it. It's the dirt. The dirt is the only thing of value to me. And the reason why I say this is for one, it's not, I understand. Yes, I totally understand. You know, having a close family and, you know, you want to keep them there, but you don't want them occupying your house, right? I'm gonna bring this to you guys like real simple. You don't want them to be in your actual house, right? You want them to be in their own. And so you have this second house, right? But 14 bedrooms. I'm sorry, unless you're like Ocho, my bad, man, that I'm about to use you as an example, but I know you're gonna see this. Unless you got 10, 11 kids, something like that, you ain't about to have all those kids in your house. There is no need for 2 primary suites. That's just there's no use in that. There's no use in that. Like, what is the purpose? Who are you going to give that second primary suite to? When you in your paramour, okay? When you and your spouse, your partner, your wife, husband, whatever, when you guys are having conflict, are you telling me you're just gonna sleep on separate wings of the house? Is like, cause that's who is sleeping in the secondary primary? Your parents? Probably the parents, right? So what's the point of having a second house and a guest house if your parents are going to be inside the house with you? No, that doesn't make sense, right? It is, and I'm only speaking in terms of appeal to the majority. Yes, there are people that this house will work perfectly for, but you are selling to less than 1% of the entire population on Earth, not just the US, on Earth, that can forego millions of dollars on a down payment to buy this place. You're not appealing to the vast majority, which brings me to the point where I said I would just tear everything down, right? I would tear everything down, including the second house. Maybe not the guest house. The guest house, no. But for me, I would need to tear everything down because I'm not necessarily a big fan of that style of home. Like, I couldn't tell if it was Mediterranean. It wasn't like quite French enough. It wasn't quite anything. It was just like the middle of the pack. Like, it was whatever. It wasn't quite Spanish. Like, it had features of all these different things, but it didn't have its own identity. The aesthetics of these houses, they don't have a true identity. So I would tear everything down. Okay, I would tear everything down. For me, having 14,000 square feet of house and 14 bedrooms, and seeing the interior of that, it was a disappointment. It was a disappointment. No screening room, okay, movie theater. No screening room or movie theater, because remember, those are like really two different things. No bowling alley. Like, there's so much stuff that you could actually do with all this land in 14,000 square feet of house that it makes no sense. You're not like, it makes no sense that none of this stuff exists, which is why I come back to this. Your house, when you have a house that's that size, you only need 5 to 6 bedrooms. Then there's a dedicated office or study. Then you have all the recreational spaces, okay? Whether that's a basketball court like Trippie Redd's house, you have an indoor tennis court, whatever you want, racquetball court, whatever you want inside. That's what the rest of the space is for. So we're talking about 6,000 to 7,000 square feet worth of bedrooms, bathrooms, kitchen. And by the way, the kitchen, in comparison to homes that probably cost less than what they're selling this for, there's kitchens that are much, much better for less. But let's get off the kitchen. I'm getting back to the things that are missing that you should be desiring. The pool, I want a much better pool. Like, not necessarily better, but bigger. Bigger, which is better, but bigger pool, right? Much bigger pool. Like, there's so many things. I do like the fact that it was single story, because single story means that you can have the house pretty much forever. But single story also means that you're going to be walking a lot, unless you get a Segway to move around the house, and, different story. Versus having a multi-story house with the same amount of space, and you have an elevator. So for me, I would go with the elevator. And that way the stairs are optional, because stairs are good for your health. But another thing we didn't see was a gym. Now I'm hoping that we didn't see everything of that house, because it looked like there might have been a little more that we didn't see, but there was no gym. So it's like the space. I mean, yeah, you could make a gym in one of those bedrooms, obviously, but we're talking about dedicated spaces, right? Right now I'm talking about dedicated spaces. So yeah, there's no basketball court. They're like, well, they had a basketball hoop outside. And I mean, that's fine. They're like, you can put a basketball court, you can put a tennis court, but I want all of those things. You're talking about 20 acres. 20 acres. I want all that stuff, which is why I said I would have to tear everything down. That's why you have to tear everything down. It's you just can't configure the house enough to make it make sense. Like I said, you don't need a second primary. The closets are too small. For primaries, those closets are for primaries in this size of a mansion, too small. And actually, there's 2 mansions, just to be clear. In both mansions, neither of them had the right size closet. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. I'm just being honest. To have 10 acres or whatever it is, that's just like of space to actually use, and it's all flat. There's a lot to be desired. I mean, I'm putting a couple holes back there. We're talking about golf. I'm putting some holes back there. We're having that tennis court. We're having a massive pool, right? We're having a massive pool. And then I will build like 3 to 4 casitas, right? Which is another term, that you could use to just say like guest house. But the second side would be, like I said, casitas, which would be like little, guest houses more or less, that would be surrounded by a pool, a gathering area, right? And that's where my additional family would stay. They would live there. They would live on that side. Like I said, I'll have big gate separated the main house from those casitas. Because for me, there's no reason to have two mansions. You don't need a second mansion. Like I said, I don't really understand, because I'm not gonna put my kids, right? My kids there like that, because when you have multiple kids, like, which kid gets the secondary mansion? No, I want my kids to have their own experiences, and you know, when they want to come visit, they have the casitas. But that's just me. That's just me. I know for sure what I'm talking about. If that was on this land right now, even for 15 million, sell like that. Sell like that. Because it has everything. Like I said, bowling alley, screening room, movie theater, massive pool, like gym, all these things that this place, you like, best use of the land, all this stuff that's missing, you put all that there, and it's just like, man, it's a millionaire, billionaire's playground, right? Millionaire, billionaire's playground. And a 9-car garage? No, I'm gonna build essentially a warehouse. You have all the land, you're gonna build a warehouse. It's gonna be a 20-car garage or whatever it is you want. The fact that there was no man cave, right? There was no man cave. There was no place to just sit back where you felt like you need to smoke a cigar, like where you just get your Playboy Mansion on, where you get your Hugh Hefner going, right? There was none of that. This place just doesn't do it. Now, I won't say it won't sell. I think there is some family that's wealthy that this will work for, but appealing to the masses, no, it doesn't do it. So anyway, like I said in the beginning of the video, if you enjoyed the video, please consider clicking that like button, you know, and maybe come back. Let me impress you with more videos, and then you can subscribe. But I hope everyone has an amazing weekend. Okay, have an amazing weekend. It's 5 o'clock now, so I'm gonna actually pour some scotch. I'm gonna edit this video, and I'll see you then. That doesn't feel right. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Okay. Talked much longer than I anticipated, but that's okay, because the intro is going to be short. All right, ready?